Hello, my friends. Once again, we are back. And as I had promised in my earlier video, I promised to talk about an emotion by the name anger. Anger, it's all about where you come from, or rather the nursery school that you went to. So for me, I say it as anger. And let's deep down into it. So today our topic is anger, and we are talking about managing anger in recovery. It's a path to healing. So anger is a normal emotion, but in recovery it can be a major obstacle. And let's explore how to manage it. And I would like to ask a question, or like an icebreaker. I would like to know, what's one thing that makes you angry, and how do you usually handle it? So, anger is a strong feeling of displeasure, hostility, or resentment. And there are common triggers that can cause anger. Things like stress and frustration is one of them. Then there is resentment towards others. There is something like guilt and shame about past actions, things we might have done earlier, and they are coming back to us with guilt or shame. Then there is fear of failure or relapse. So there are physical signs that show you are angry. Things like clenched fists, rapid breathing, tense muscles. These are some of the physical signs that you can tell that someone is angry. Then there is emotional signs, things like irritability, there are mood swings, feeling overwhelmed. These are some of the things that show that someone is is angry. Um, then we can focus on a subtopic where we are talking about the link between anger and addiction. Anger can fuel addiction and lead to relapse. And for this, we are talking about unmanaged anger. Unmanaged anger can increase cravings. It can also lead to impulsive decisions. Yeah, just making a decision without thinking. It can also damage. It can also cause damage in relationships, or even relationships with your relatives, the people around you, or even your friends. Then it can also undermine self-care. You forget to take care of yourself completely. For example, have you ever used substances to cope with anger? And how did it affect your recovery? You can share in the comment section. I will really appreciate that. There are strategies for managing anger, and there are four common ones, or yeah, there are five. Uh, I'll be sharing five of them. There's something like identifying triggers, and how do you identify these triggers? You can keep a journal to track situations that spark your anger. You can also recognize patterns and warning signs. What are the things that happen to you when you're about to get angry? These are the things that I'm calling recognizing the patterns and warnings. On to the second one. There is mindfulness and relaxation, deep breaths, deep breathing exercises. There is something like meditation or guided imaginary. Then there is progressive muscle relaxation. Those are the three mindful and relaxation strategies to manage your anger. Then we can go to the third one, which is physical release. Things like exercising, and by exercising I mean walking, running, yoga. Yeah. Then there is creative activities, something like painting, writing, music, generally art, generally the things that you might be good at doing, or the things that you like doing, that you feel is basically art. These are the things you're talking about as physical release. It helps you release all the anger in what you're doing. And then there's the fourth one, which is communication skills. We are not not so many people are good at that, but practice makes things perfect. So by communication skills, I'm talking about express feelings. Yes, you can just express your feelings when you're not happy. For example, using statements like I, you know, referring to yourself. Also practice active listening. Listen to the other person without judgment. You can also set healthy boundaries. If you feel this relationship is not working, whichever kind of relationship that you have with the person, if you feel like it's not working, you can just set healthy boundaries and make the other person understand where you're coming from. Then the fifth one is seeking support. Not so many people appreciate that, but and it's because sometimes it's because of the experience that they might have had before, but in this case we stay positive and we see that seeking support is not a weakness, it is a strength. Things like therapy or counseling is one of ways to seek support. There is something like support groups, for example AA groups, NA groups, therapy groups. Then you can just talk to a trusted friend or a mentor. That's another way of seeking support. Then we'll go to a subtopic by which is healthy expression of anger. There are ways to express your anger, but healthy wise. So, like you can find a constructive way to express anger. And some of these things are like journaling or writing down when you are angry, what you are experiencing. You can also talk to a trusted friend or a sponsor, or you can also engage in a hobby or creative activity. It's more like the things that we are discussing earlier. I would also ask another question here. How do you express anger in a healthy way? Maybe you can share your experience with me, and I would really appreciate that. We can also let me conclude and yes, just conclude on this. It wasn't that long, but I felt the need to make it. So managing anger is key to recovery. Identify triggers, practice relaxation techniques, and seek support. I would call everyone who is in recovery to an action, and I would request them to just take the first step today. Seek help, practice self-care, and build a support network. And my final thought is anger is an opportunity for growth. We can always work together to manage it and build a stronger recovery. So thank you guys for having me. Thank you for listening and watching, engaging. If you have any question or you would like to share anything, add anything, just leave it in the comment section. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See you soon.